praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Kodash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, "The Mark Will Be Administered or Given to You by Way of Classes." So I looked up the word class, meaning, and other topics. See where the Spirit takes me. Something on my mind, something on my mind. Anyway, there's something on my mind guy, Bakwash, he now believes that remember he was making jokes. He had a potato Pringle on his wrist with tape on it. Oh, I got the chip, and he ate the chip. Well, now he's teaching that he understands. He woke up to the fact that it's actually a microchip. So I mean, he can come if he watches my video. He can say, yeah, you're right, I was wrong. We told you was wrong, bro. Anyway, so I looked at the word class. A class or category, a set of category of things having some property or attribute in common and differentiated from others by kind, type, or quality. Category, grade. Right. You graduate in 1984 from high school, you considered the class of 1984. Right? Rating, classification, group or grouping, bracket. NFL is set up by classes, which are teams. So they have brackets, because the NFL and the AFC the way the game is set up is by how can I say, it's a tournament. You got to keep winning to make it to the final, so to speak. Same thing goes with the NBA. At the end of the season, you got the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. Then you have the championships, which is a series of 7 games, right? So if you play for the Bulls, you're in a different class from the Heat, Miami Heat, right? Or Cleveland Cavaliers or Golden State Warriors, whatever. It says the system of ordering a society in which people are divided into sets based on perceived social or economic status. You got the middle class, you got the upper middle class, you got the middle class, which is working class, you got the lower middle class, you got the lower class, you got the upper class. Social divisions, social order, social stratum, rank is important, and rank should be applied in GMS. When you have a camp, if you're elders in the camp, you don't hang out with guys that came in 2 years ago, whatever. Let's say you've been in this thing, you're a veteran, you've been in this thing going on 20 years, 17 years, 18 years. What is it, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Wow, 18 years. You elders of the different states, you've been in this thing for 18 years. So you know everything. You know everything about the scriptures. Let's say they wanted me to go on a TV show and do an interview, and I can't make it for whatever reason, and it's in Texas. Well, what part of Texas? Dallas? Okay, you get the Dallas GMS. They'll do it. They'll say whatever I'm going to say. They'll say pretty much almost what I say. You ask them a question concerning the heathens, they're going to say the same thing that I say, right? So it says rank. This is why you got guys that have been in this thing for 6 months to a year. You don't say, well, you want to come out and hang out? No. In the military, they don't do that. You have the generals with the generals, you have the majors with the majors, you have the lieutenants with the lieutenants, you have the sergeants with the sergeants, and then you have the the lower rung would be PFCs. There's a whole ranking system. First class, second class, and so forth. Ranking system. It says level, echelon, assign or regard as belonging to a particular category. When you go to prison, if you're a woman, you go to the women's prison. If you're a man, you go to the man's prison. Conduct that is classed as criminals, right? Then, even in the prison system, you have groups of if you're over 60 years old or over 50, that's one thing. You got the young guys. So if you go to the prison system and you 65 years old, they're not going to put you in with the young boys. It says classify, categorize, group, grade, rate, type, order, sort. And then you got classes based upon race. You got so-called white people. There's still sundown towns. Look that up in this country. So there's still racism. They'll say, hey, racism is over with. Wait a minute. What about the sundown towns? There's certain places I can't. If I go, even in the daytime, they're gonna look at me funny, and in the nighttime, they might string me up. Right. Excellent. Very good. First rate. First class. Marvelous. Wonderful. So we know the classes, right? So now let's do this. Yeah, I was watching this. I think it was this video. It says Bo, believe it or way. This guy right here, he's whatever his name is right here. If you click on it, he's just lost. He's a secret disciple of the IUIC. He's originally, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me, from, was it True Nation? And he broke off and did his own thing. He's lost. He's definitely not, as it stands, he's definitely not of the elect. I don't know if he believes in the MOTB. I know they did a sit down with him and I think Sakari, I think it was Hakar at that time. And he didn't know anything about, he didn't accept the chip, or maybe it's hell, I forget what it is. But if you watch this video, he goes into the 2/3 that they got to burn in hell too. And I believe that he got it from the IUIC. The IUIC spreading a lot of poison. And the most Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua getting ready to take them out. So anyway, IUIC has a lot of explaining to do. IUIC has a lot of explaining to do. That's the topic right there. IUIC cites source that cut their own full moon doctrine. Where do you want me to start cutting? Okay, so you can watch this video, which I got this from GMS Vegas Sit Down. So I did a on it, as you can see the over here. And then, because these guys are saying the new moon is the full moon, you have Deacon Ethan. He comes out and actually says it. He's reading it from this book. And he said, let me see if I can read it. There is an Akkadian word, which is Shabbatu, which is Shabbat, the 15th day of the month, or full moon. And then he says, you can watch this video. This video's 17, not even 18 minutes long. He says, which is accurate. So he's saying that he's saying that the 15th day of the month is a full moon. So if the 15th day of the month is a full moon, what phase of the moon, what phase is the moon in on the first day. It would have to be a dark moon. The first day, when you count back from 15, that's the beginning of the month. So he put his foot in his mouth. So they got to explain now. They got to do some explaining. Bishop Nate, you got to do some explaining, man. You got holes in your gospel, man. You got holes in your teaching. He reads from this book and he says that's accurate. Because the Passover comes in when? 14 days at evening, which is the 15th day of the first moon of the year. So when does the moon start? The first day one of the new moon is what? When the moon is dark. So you just cut yourself. Didn't even realize it. You got a lot of explaining to do. Yeah, they got all kind of holes. We can call them, the IUIC is a Swiss cheese camp, because they got holes all in their doctrine. They say a lot of good things, but they don't have the truth. They don't have the full 100% truth. And they can't say it. They would never say that. Bishop Nate would never say he got 100% truth. He can't say that. Them two pit bulls will get him. If we don't get him, the two pit bulls are going to get you. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So the pit bulls are our friend right now. That's Hakkad and Assad. And you got, I was watching some of this. End of the earth is the ends of the earth in the name of idols. Jesus. Yeah, he went to Papua New Guinea. Ain't nothing gonna come up out of that. I mean, I hope something does, but I don't see anything coming out of that. Let me see. Okay, this clown. You got this big head clown, Billy Carson. He's out. His career is over. Nobody listen to that crap that you got to push out there. And Wes Huff then clean your ass here. Wes Huff, I was listening to a video. He's dealing with the name, and he actually said the name of the Most High. He actually said Yahweh. He's on a way higher level than what's this clown, Vocab Malone. But the thing about Wes Huff, if you're watching the video, you know nothing about prophecies. If I pulled out Revelation 9, you'd be lost. Daniel 7, you'd be lost. You might get part of Daniel 7 correct. You might get part of Daniel 2 correct. Joel 3 verse 9 on down, you'll be lost. Okay, so this is when I didn't even get a chance to watch this. This was just put up 25 minutes ago. Daily Edification 4 uploaded. Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands, Malaita Island is not the ends of the earth. Nathaniel. Right, the ends of the earth represent North, Central, and South America. And smack dab in the middle of North, Central, and South America is the USA. That's where the focus is. That's where the deliverance is going to come. So the focus is on pushing the gospel in America. Because these people are not going to be delivered. People in Papua New Guinea, it may be touched or not, but some of these islands will be destroyed. The face of the globe will be changed. But places like Africa is not going to be destroyed. Rome is not going to be destroyed. Germany is not going to be destroyed. It may get hit with some missiles, but it's not going to be destroyed. The place that's going to be utterly destroyed are two places: Babylon the Great, which is the U.S., and Palestine. That region over there where the small hats are, the imposters are. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so I open it up with class, right? Look up the word class. What did I say? The mark shall be administered or given to people by way of classes or something to that effect, right? I said classes, right? We know now. We know understand the word class. So now let me click on this. See, we see everything. Our eyes are fully open. Okay, microchips in the U.S. prison system. That's what I put in. Modern slavery in America, use of nanotechnology in some instances, while incarcerated prisoners may be mandated to be involuntarily injected with microchips upon receipt or upon release. Upon reception or upon release. You may come in the system, they're going to chip you. You leave the system, you might get early release, you get the chip, we monitor to you, you good. What do you think Jake is going to say? Oh, no, give me the chip. So a lot of these prison guys, we see them getting the chip. Let me see. Discussion in forums. Has anyone ever been implanted with a microchip, a chip against their will, or someone did get a teeny chip, RFID chip, in a small container injected into his arm for testing purposes. I'm not going to read the rest of this. My name is Catherine Travini. I live in the city of Charlotte, North NC, in 2015. Separated from. Let me open this up. That's going to be the test. Revelation 3 verse 10. Okay, so give me a second. I separated from my ex-husband and went through a very strenuous, heartbreaking custody case as well and lost everything. I didn't understand why my loved ones weren't there for me, why I was standing alone facing this on my own. Let me open this up. Oh, this is own. It wasn't a victim. Okay, let me do this. Okay, I just want to get what do you do if you have been illegally microchipped? Which is the fulfillment of Revelation 13 and 16. I became very sick and ended up in a bed for weeks at a time. My phone was hacked and there was some type of monitoring device or devices and cameras installed that were watching my every move. I didn't know then that I was a victim to the microchip, C-chip, a microchip that is paired with another person and watches every move. Okay, so we got what we wanted to get. What do you do if you have been illegally microchipped? How would I know if I had microchipped implant in my body? How do I find a small microchip implant in my body so I can get it out? If someone stuck a microchip in me and tracked me, how can I find out, get it to stop, and how much money would I win in a lawsuit? Now, the current President Biden, he made a statement in 2005 to the newly chief Supreme Court nominee. He was being confirmed for the Supreme Court, which is Justice Roberts, and it's on YouTube. It used to be all over YouTube. I think you can find it if you search. You may find it on YouTube. I think they took it all down. And the confirmation, Biden said, as he was a senator at that time, he said, "You will rule before your tenure is over. You will rule whether it's constitutional to put a microchip in somebody's head or something like that. You will rule before your tenure is over." So guess what? That was back in 2005. So we can say that they been knew about it back in at least 2005, and it got to be even before 2005. So let's say they came up with the technology in 2005, 15, 20. That's 20 years ago. Yolanda Rosado, what will you do if the government mandates human microchip implants? I will never get a microchip. Why did she say that? Because she's probably an Israelite. It's about control, government. Okay, let's get into the, because wait a minute. You see there a very dark demonic spirit running this world. Once you get implanted by the chip, that's it. It's over for your soul. My soul doesn't belong to this evil world. And who's running it? This is a woman now. My soul, this woman is deeper than all the members of the IUIC and the ISUPK put together. My soul belongs to Most High, or the Most High, Yeshua HaMashiach. That's the goal that they have for the whole world to obey and be tagged. Wow. Wow. The spirit came to her and showed her that. Victoria J. Chin, maybe Moabite. What is the best project management tool? How do you remove Fab Houston? What do you do illegally microchipped? Bianca White, if the government made you have to, if the government made you have to have a microchip inside you, would you be okay with that? The odds of the government trying to microchip its citizens are basically nil because it's unnecessary. Do you have driver? Microchip 5 years, confirm medical record and documents. Originally answered, has anyone ever had microchips? Is it really true that the Chinese government is implanting their people with monetary microchips? Yeah, well, that's the model right there. No, China. Well, they're saying no. Well, they're going to. So let's come back over here. Where am I? How can the American government legalize a program that implants in the future, convicts entering prison would be fitted with a small microchip in their brain, this chip or their hand. This chip would monitor the individual's behavior. Okay, let's come over here. New York State Senator proposes using GPS implants to track. Let me just open this up. Oops. So these camps that are teaching something different, they sold out. They just let's say that they sold the fuck out. They did it for the bag. They took the money and forgot the Lord. I'm sorry. Still on the lam in upstate senators. One way to track future escapees is to microchip them. That's the mark of the beast. Yeah, these other camps, they have to be sellouts. They got to be sellouts, man. With 800 law enforcement officials still unable to pick up the trail of escaped murderers Richard Matt and David Sweat, or Sweet, whatever, the suggestion from Marchion to implant microchips in people convicted of serious crimes is picking up steam, which is what? The fulfillment of Revelation chapter 13, verse 6. I'm going to say it again. Any major camp, Israelite camp teaching otherwise, they sold out. I'm saying that they sold the fuck out. They sold the fuck out. Point blank, period. Point blank and period. And they will be destroyed. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. Most High willing, I'll see you in the near future on the next video. Shalom.